This is the new Audi A6, and as you probably guessed, it's not a production car just yet. It's called the Audi A6 e-tron Concept. But it shows you what Audi's first electric saloon will look like. This new car will take on the Tesla Model S and the Mercedes EQS when it goes on sale in 2023. Anyway, I'm Matt Watson, and here are the CarWow top 10 things you need to know about the Audi A6 e-tron.
Buying a new car? Then head to CarWow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. CarWow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Audi loves making concept cars like the crazy AI Trail off-roader concept from a few years ago. That was basically just a publicity stunt that will never go into production. But the new A6 e-tron Concept is different because it will actually go on sale eventually. And the finished car should look exactly, well, pretty much like this concept. How do I know? Well, when Audi turned the e-tron GT concept into a road car called the e-tron GT, it didn't really change anything. Those two cars look pretty much identical. And the same should go for the new A6 e-tron. Okay, so Audi's confirmed that the finished car won't get the concept's invisible door handles, but top specification models should come with 22-inch wheels like the concept. And you'll be able to get the same rear-view cameras instead of wing mirrors. The car's swoopy outline isn't going to change much either. And it'll come with the same two-tone side skirts and full-length brake light as well. But what do you make of the car's design? Do you like it? Or would you prefer something like a Tesla Model S or a Mercedes EQS? Let me know in the comments. One of the coolest things about the new A6 e-tron is its new headlights. They're thinner than on any other new Audi. Trust the Germans to come up with a stat like that. They love their stats. The Germans also like cool technology, and these headlights are packed with tech. The daytime running lights are made up of 3 rows of customizable LEDs, so they can show all sorts of patterns and animations. And Audi's also added special projectors all around the car. There are some on the sides under the doors that can beam messages onto the pavement. And there are more at the front that project arrows on the ground when you indicate to warn pedestrians that you're about to turn. The new car gets the latest version of Audi's Matrix LED headlights as well, and you can use them to play games. And I'm not talking about old-fashioned I Spy, I mean proper video games. You can connect your smartphone to the car and use it as a controller to play a special Audi spaceship racing game by using the headlights as massive projectors. That's insane! Okay, so the game only comes in black and white, but it'll still help you pass the time while you wait for the battery to charge. The new Audi A6 e-tron comes with a 100 kWh battery. That's slightly larger than the 93 kWh battery you get in the e-tron GT, but smaller than the 108 kWh battery in the Mercedes EQS. We're talking just a few kilowatt hours here and there. Audi says this new electric A6 will have more than 435 miles of range, which is almost 140 miles more than you get from the e-tron GT. It's also pretty close to the 478 miles of range you get from a Mercedes EQS. But Audi will beat that car when it comes to charging times, because the A6 e-tron is compatible with 270 kilowatt chargers. The EQS can only manage 200 kilowatts. If you can find one of those chargers, you can boost the Audi's range by 186 miles in just 10 minutes. That's 5 minutes quicker than you can do it in the Mercedes. If you need even more juice, you can top up the e-tron's batteries from 5% to 80% in less than 25 minutes using the same high-powered chargers. Currently, the only rear-wheel drive Audi you can get is an R8, but it's about to build another because the cheapest versions of the A6 e-tron are going to come with a single motor and rear-wheel drive, just like the Porsche Taycan and the Mercedes EQS. So maybe you're better off just paying a bit extra to get it with four-wheel drive. These cars will come with an extra motor at the front to drive the front wheels. That's the same setup as you get in the e-tron GT, but Audi hasn't said whether the new A6 e-tron will get the same 2-speed gearbox as that car to help boost its low-speed acceleration. I'm sure we'll find out soon though. Audi hasn't revealed many details about the new A6 e-tron's performance, but it has said that entry-level cars with a single motor will do 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 7 seconds. It's also confirmed that more powerful dual-motor versions will have 476 horsepower and 800 Nm of torque. That's the same amount of power you get from an entry-level e-tron GT, but it's about 160 Nm more torque. This means the A6 will do 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds, which is a bit quicker than in the GT, which takes 4.1 seconds. And who knows, there might even be an RS version along later. The new A6 e-tron isn't just an electric version of the current A6. And it isn't a four-door version of the e-tron GT either. It's a completely new car, and it's the first Audi built using PPE. Now, I'm not talking about personal protective equipment. I'm talking about the Premium Platform Electric. That's Audi's name for a load of new components that it'll use to make lots of new electric cars. And the new A6 e-tron will be the first Audi to use this platform. But there'll also be a new SUV called the Q6 e-tron. And Audi can also shrink the PPE platform down to make much smaller cars. So there could be an Audi alternative to the VW ID3 along pretty soon. Speaking of small electric cars, I found a great deal on a brand new EV through CarWow. I'm not going to tell you what the car is. To find out and what the offer is, click on the pop-out banner. It should be just popping out in the top right-hand corner of the screen to go check that out. Audi hasn't revealed what the A6 e-tron's cabin will look like. Maybe it's all a secret, or maybe they just haven't finished designing it yet. But you can get a good idea of how it will look by checking out the e-tron GT and the Q4 e-tron. These both get sporty minimalist interiors with 2 infotainment displays. That's 1 fewer screen than you get in a normal A6 saloon. Maybe Audi has realised that adding more screens isn't always the best thing to do. Anyway, there'll definitely be a virtual cockpit like in every Audi these days, and you know there'll be tons of posh materials and mood lighting, just like in the e-tron GT. The new A6 e-tron shares part of its name with the A6 Saloon, but it looks more like a 4-door coupe. Maybe they should have called it the A7 e-tron instead. Anyway, it's a few centimetres taller than an A7, so it should be a bit roomier inside. Although lots of space under the floor is going to be taken up by batteries, so to help with passenger space, Audi will probably give the new car foot garages, like in the e-tron GT. These sound fancy, but they're just holes cut in the battery that give your passengers somewhere to put their feet. And if you need lots of boot space, there's a chance Audi could build an estate version of the A6 e-tron as well. Aerodynamics are really important in electric cars like the A6 e-tron, partly because the less drag a car makes, the less energy it uses to push its way through the air, which helps increase its range. But it's also important because good aerodynamics help reduce wind noise, and that's the sort of thing you notice in electric cars because they don't have noisy engines whirring away. Good thing then that the A6 e-tron should be one of the most aerodynamic cars on sale. It can't quite match the Mercedes EQS's record-breaking drag coefficient of 0.20 CD, but the Audi's 0.22 CD figure is still pretty good. There are a few reasons for this. It has a completely blanked off front grille, a flattened floor, and a rear diffuser that looks like it might actually do something, unlike on most Audis. But there's something else about this new e-tron that will help it save energy and keep it super quiet, and it's the paint. This new Helio Silver colour has been specially made by Audi to reflect the sun's heat away from the car. This means you don't have to have the climate control turned up so high on hot days. That saves energy, and it should make the cabin a tiny bit quieter as well, because you can then turn the air conditioning fan down and still stay cool. The new Audi A6 e-tron will go on sale in 2023 alongside the normal A6 Saloon, but it will be a bit more expensive than that car. It's always the way with electric cars, battery costs and all that. Rear-wheel drive models will probably undercut the e-tron GT by a few £1,000s, but you'll probably still have to fork out around £70,000 to get your hands on one. Four-wheel drive cars could set you back a whole lot more, and that's before you've added some expensive options. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Also, let me know of any other videos you'd like me to do in the comments below. If you click there, you can watch some more videos, and if you click on that box there, you can actually sign up to the CarWow newsletter, where we'll keep you up to date of all the latest news and reviews from the car world in between these video uploads. So just click on that, sign up, it's completely free, and of course you can cancel anytime you want to. Thanks for watching, see you next time.